Hey, what's up guys? Dave here, Relative Martian. Thanks for joining me. Today we're doing a car audio install in a 1985 Chevy El Camino. This El Camino is about to get a complete LS swap, conversion, brake, suspension, the whole bit. So first thing we're doing is the car stereo. I just had carpet and a headliner and some things installed on here for me. So today we're going to put in a nice single-din Pioneer CD player with Bluetooth. I got 3.5-inch coaxial speakers, Jlaudio, to go in the dash. I've got two 6.5-inch coaxial Jlaudio speakers to go in the back, along with a 8-inch sub, a W7 Jlaudio W7 to go in the back as well, and a nice Jlaudio 5-channel amp to push it all. So what we're going to do is build a custom enclosure to go in the spare tire hatch behind the driver's seat. That box is going to house the 6.5-inch round coaxial speakers along with the 8-inch sub in the back. And once I have that enclosure all built real nice, I'm going to send it out and have it Linexed, kind of like you do in the back of the bed of a truck. I think it'll look nice and sound real nice as well. And hopefully it all comes together well and sounds great. So stay tuned. We got these Jlaudio C2350X coaxial speakers. These are 3.5-inch round, two-way speakers to go in the dash. So I took the speaker out. On the dimensions it said that the mounting depth was 1.5 inches, and it was wrong. Oh, God, I'm so sleepy. Today we are installing new 3.5-inch coaxial dash speakers in this 1985 El Camino. They are too big to fit, so we need to remove the dash, or at least need to loosen it enough to get about 1-inch space to clear that speaker in there, and at the same time we can drop new speaker wires down to run to the amp. So this is a 1985 El Camino. Should be similar dash, very similar dash removal on all the G bodies. I think it's 77 to 87. All your Monte Carlos, Impalas, El Caminos, and hopefully this can help you out. So what my plan, or my thinking is anyway, is to kind of remove the bolts from the top down until it's loose enough that I can just kind of slide the speaker in, and then I can mount it all back up. So hopefully this helps. I was really hoping these speakers would fit in there and I wouldn't have to mess with the dash. I got a lot of work to do for the enclosure, but it won't, and you can't apparently get a good quality speaker that's going to fit there that I could find. So anyhow, hopefully this works. Alright, I've got a 9/32 socket. There's 4 bolts along the top of the dash, 2 in each vent. So first thing, we'll remove those 4 bolts. Alright guys, I'm so pumped. So I just removed those 4 bolts off the top, and it gave this dash quite a bit of play, and I tell you what, the speakers are sliding right in, no problem. You can see that fit in nice. One over here. That slides in nice, easy, no problem. So 4 bolts. 9/32 socket, loosen it up real good. You can loosen them by hand. Make sure you don't drop that nut. If you drop that bolt or whatever screw, you won't see it again. So remove those 4, get your speakers in. I'm actually going to run my speaker wires now because those are going to run to a 5-channel amp in the back. So I'm just going to run speaker wires down through there, mount the speakers, set it up, bolt the dash back in, and I'm ready to get to work. I'm going to drop this wire down a little bit, far enough so that it won't fall. I'm going to remove this bottom panel below the dash, the kick panel, and it should be the same 9/32 bolts, I imagine. Hopefully we can find a nice way to safely run this wire down and get it down below here on the side below the hatch so I can get it under the carpet, run it to the back where we're going to run the amp. Don't even need to pull that all the way out. Pull it down, I can see my wire up here. So I'm just going to gently feed this. So I've got enough to get to the back. What in the hell? Not sure what happened here. Wow. I'll just lay that out. That's one wire there. Looks like it's pretty close to be plenty safely long for two. So I'm just going to actually cut this in half right where it's at. I'll pull it up a little bit, put the connections on it, hook it to the speaker, do the same thing on the other side, and that should be nice and easy. One side of this wire has writing on it, some might have a line. I'm going to make that my negative. My negative? Make sure that's nice and tight. These are new crimpers to me, so new style that I'm used to, so kind of adapting as I go. So I have an issue with the speaker cover on this 85L Camino. Come to find out, the speaker mounts to the bottom of the speaker cover, and it in essence hangs from it as you mount in it. So there's no holes to mount the speakers to in the dash. You can only mount it to the speaker cover and then mount it in there. So that's that much more room I need to get it down in there, and I don't have room for both of those to fit. So what I'm actually going to do is hook the wire to the speaker, put the speaker up there, kind of like this. You see I've got one side zip tie, One side of this speaker thing is actually broken. You can see the one that it did kind of snap screwed to. The other side's broken. So I'm going to zip tie to compensate for this. And then I'm going to put a nut on this side, and that should hold it tight to hang inside of the dash there. Nice and safe. Hopefully this works, because if this don't work, I don't know what I'm going to do. So we've got our positive. And our negative. Try to give this a little support when you're pushing these on there. That was easy. We're running this wire behind the glove box, behind the dash speaker. It's going to be behind the glove box. I'm just throwing it behind these wires and things all the way to the back so it doesn't get, if it doesn't get affected by the glove box going up or down. Looks like I may have to do this one the same way, even though it's not broken. It sucks. Shit, she got away from me. Good morning, new day here. So I got the two front dash tweeters installed yesterday before I left, and today it's time to build the box. So we got the tweeters in the dash and the wires ready to roll. I'm gonna pull this front seat out so it's easy for me to get in and out, to measure the back, and I'm hoping to use kind of cardboard templates to work my way up as I'm building this box. So I'm going to remove the seat so I don't have any issues getting back there, and that'll also help me run the wires and stuff and make it easy for me too. So got a 1/2 inch socket, pull the seat out. You can see I've removed the seat, and I just squared out the bottom board of the box to fit on the bottom, so I'll show you that quick. So this is going to give me a foundation to build the structure on, and I'm just going to add on to this. I'm going to try to show you my idea here. So I know the measurements of each side because I just cut them. I want to build the walls. As you can see, I left enough on each side and the back for the side walls to be on the side, and the front will screw to the front of this board. So basically we need to check our height clearance, and we know that length is 13 inches, so I'm thinking, this is kind of hard. I already measured it, so I know it's 9 inches, but you can see my height clearance here is about 9 1/8, 9 1/4. So I'm going to cut it to 9 inches. 9/8 is height. This side will be 13 inches. This side will be 22, and so on and so forth. Piece by piece, I'll place them in here just to make sure that they all fit, and then I'll cut the top to fit inside of the box. So at the very end we can put the walls inside the box here, and at the very end we'll just sit that right inside flush and screw it right down. So once we measure all the walls, then we'll cut the speaker holes for the sub and the 2 speakers. Alright, real quick I'll show you where we're at here. We have all the back walls except for the face pretty much ready here. You can see this piece here will go back here. I've got to cut the sides of this to a 45-degree angle so we can button them up nice and tight on there. So we're just going to shave the quarters to a 45-degree angle here. You can see all these all flush up against the face. Oh, sorry, what the heck? My thumb hit the zoom there, sorry about that. You can see all these on this side all flush to the face of this bottom piece here, and then this side here, which is where the sub goes, will sit right on top here, which will create a 1-inch gap on top. So we'll be able to do the top piece, will sit right inside there. Make it real easy to screw that in there. And then it'll all be nice and airtight, and it'll leave a nice little kind of a lip on the top there. So now we got to trim the angles here and make the face of this box here. So what I plan on doing is putting the face here with the 6.5-inch coaxial speakers, and then the top piece here I'm going to make one piece that goes all the way across to seal that up, and that's where the amp will mount on here. And then I'm hoping I can try to make that look seamless if I can somehow. Not sure exactly how that's going to come together yet, but we will get there. What's up, guys? Hey, good morning. Another day. Just getting started out here. I just drilled these holes out for the wire plugs, and I forgot to record it. Just getting started here. So I use this 2-inch, it's kind of like a doorknob drill thing or whatever. And I put one on each side, accessing each speaker. Now I'm creating a template to basically cut this piece of wood to fit here, and then we'll cut a piece of wood to fit here. But I quickly wanted to show you how I'm doing this. Yeah, the whole thing ended up being significantly tighter than I actually expected. So I basically trace, cut, and tape this together. Now we've got a nice template. Man, I keep doing stupid stuff today. I swear. It's one of those days. Alright, we got a nice template for that. This one will obviously be easier as it's perfectly square. I just set this on top of the box and traced out the section that I want to cut out. For the two 6.5-inch speakers, I need 2 holes 5.5 inches round. So to make that circle, I just took 3 little zip ties, hooked it around a screw that I drilled so that it's 2 3/4 inches, and I'll make a circle, and that should make a 5.5 round. 3 zip ties, you can kind of adjust them until you get them perfect.
Nice boost of encouragement. Icebreakers, breakthrough.
I'll be back the songs till the end.
Good morning, guys. So I gave this through the night to dry, let all the wood glue dry, all this patch dry. So my thinking here today is just real quick, I'm going to smooth out any real bad off edges. A couple of these screws that I came at a weird angle, I'm going to grind down a little smoother, sand it out, just smooth it out, make it look nice, and then I'll primer the box real quick, and then it's ready for Line-X. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to take this box over to the collision shop, to the body shop there to get the Line-X sprayed. I wanted to give you a quick shot, show you how I filled all the seams in, sealed up any potential cracks, sanded and smoothed down all the corners, and made sure it fit. And then I got this board here, which I'm going to mount the amp to. And I just kind of molded that. See if I can hold the camera and do this at the same time. Molded that to fit this. As you can see, that'll fit real nice, and I'll have both Line-X'd. Hopefully get it back in a day or two. And then kind of wire it up, put the speakers in there, put the whole stereo together, finish the interior on the El Camino there. Let's see what it sounds like. So excited. Cannot wait. Hopefully it sounds incredible. I'm sure it will. Anyhow, let's get it over there, get it done. Just got the speaker box back from Line-X. Very happy with the results. Looks fantastic. So now we just need to put the terminals in, put the speakers in. And I got everything turnkey ready inside the car, ready for installation. So Alright, stereo is all installed. All the interior, headliner, everything installed. Deck looks real nice. I don't know how well you can see that, but came together real nice. He wanted to make sure he didn't lose his spare tire down there, so he was adamant that we got as much sound out of here as possible, and he did not lose his spare tire. So that was my whole idea when designing that box, was to get as much sound out of it as possible. And it sounds great. I'll give you an audio sample. Alright guys, I was trying to find something. I don't have any music here that's not copyrighted, so I'm going to just play a couple things so you get an audio sample without any lyrics, so I don't get clipped here.
met a girl.